Hi, and welcome back to my channel. It's a rainy day. We're gonna go somewhere different. Y'all wanna go plant shopping with me? I wanna go find a hydrangea. Now, y'all know, or if y'all have seen my old gardening videos, I'm obsessed with hydrangeas. But I have a container that I used to have a hydrangea in, but last year was terrible for it. It was a little tiny thing that I got for like $10, and I should have got a bigger one, but I got a tiny one, and it ended up, not making it through the winter time or the summer. So I wanted to get a bigger one. Now, I don't do annuals. I think they're a waste of time. I know that's a unpopular opinion, okay? But we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna go find a hydrangea, okay? I want to find a different one. I always see the Summer Crush ones, but I want to see if I can find something different. Let's go. All right, so I didn't record in the whole store. We just went back to where I needed to go. That says Fuchsia Glow. It says 2 to 4 feet tall and wide. Now, these are going to be all that macrophylla. I don't know how you say that word. I'm not a botanist, but they're the big leaf hydrangeas, right? So you can't cut these ones. If you cut these ones, you're not going to get blooms next season. So I never cut mine. That was a little dirty. I do like that bright, bright pink color though. I did turn the sound all the way down on the background noise because people were talking, regular shopping. And it was kind of like you could hear cars driving by, so we just turned it down. This is what I think of when I think of macrophylla, the blue. You see how it's really floppy? This is good for the ground, not in a container. It gets ginormous. So I need something small. My very first hydrangea I ever got was, that's viburnum. I think that's how you say that. Terrible with names. But was one of those Annabelle hydrangeas. That was my very first one I ever got. And I learned a lot because it struggled. Look at this little worm container thing that I found. We're doing a little worm unit coming up, and I wanted to have a worm farm. And then I found one. I like this color. Green and pink. It says rock and roll hydrangea. But it says it gets 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. I need something that's like max 3 feet. You know what I mean? And if it gets too big, I can always move it. But when I said I don't like annuals, I use some for my vegetable garden, around to keep the pests away. But like for planting up containers, I don't use them. That's the original. I didn't want to get sprayed, so we just zoomed in. And those are all $25. I think that's about the average price. Even at Home Depot, they're around $19.99 to $25. This is Menards. I didn't say that at the beginning. It's $25.99. That's rock and roll again. I like that little pink. Maybe some people might think that's purple, but pink or purple. We'll keep moving. I love that dark foliage on that one. It says Pink Dynamo. It's a mountain hydrangea. So it's going to be, the flowers are going to be more open and not like the round ball. This one's different. That's another rock and roll. I really like that dark, dark leaf though. I don't know yet. We'll keep looking. But I really like that. But it says it needs 4 to 6 hours of sun. And where I'm going to be putting it, it won't have that much sun. But 2 to 3 feet wide, that's pretty good. I like this one, $24.99. It says it's kimono. I really like that. Now the leaves are kind of dark. And this one says 2 to 3 feet and only 3 to 4 hours of sun. So this would be perfect. That's a really pretty color. It has a little bit of the dark foliage, but not as dark as that Pink Dynamo. What's this one? Tilt a Swirl hydrangea. So it's like green and pink. I have limelights, but I want something, all pink. That says Bloomstruck. Great for containers. 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. That's a little large, I think, for a container. Unless you have a giant container. But you do you. If y'all want to put it in a container and then transplant it, that's fine. That's on you. No rules. I have one of these, but it's a little bit different. I have an oak leaf, but it's Gatsby Moon is what I have. And I'll have to show that to you when I get home. It is amazing this season. It's really pretty. It says Endless Summer. I don't know if that's the brand or if that's the color, because this one's Summer Crush. Those are the ones I always see. I always see those ones. They're so pretty. Now, I know hydrangeas like this, the macrophylla, you can change the color of the blooms. I don't know about all of them. See, that even has a purple on it. It says Summer Crush. So I'm guessing you can change the color with the pH of the soil. That one says 18 inches to 36 inches. Still pretty big. How big is 36 inches? Is that 3 feet tall? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I was doing math. Y'all see my sticky traps in the buggy? We got these giant spiders. I know they're wolf spiders, and I know they're good, but I don't like to see them. They scare me whenever I'm in the garage. So, we get sticky traps. Especially when I get my gardening stuff out. They've probably been living in there. I really like that one. That's the kimono again, and that's the pink dynamo. But it needs more sun. Because where I'm going to be putting it, it's going to get morning sun and afternoon shade, and shade from then on out. I know some people don't like putting hydrangeas in pots. There's no rules. It's your garden. You put whatever you want in there. If you like your annuals, do annuals. If you like your hydrangeas, do that. Or if you like whatever, the clematis or, you know, daisies, whatever. Do what you like. It's 2024. I really like this one. I think I might be picking this one up, the kimono. Now, I will say this. If you're getting a hydrangea, no matter which one you're picking, try to get ones that doesn't have the bloom on it. Or blooms that aren't opened all the way, because it's going to struggle when you take it out of that pot and put it in another container or the ground. So I always try to find ones with very little blooms on it, or small enough blooms that the blooms aren't going to struggle. I hope that makes sense. And this is what I meant by more open blooms. You see how there's little flowers and there's the big ones? I think I might be getting this one. It's a good compromise with the dark foliage, and it'll fit in a container with the right amount of sunlight. I normally go for panicle hydrangeas. The panicle ones, I think those would survive anything. They just need water. So if you're not watering it, it's not going to survive. But that's with anything, I guess. That's that Twill Swirl. I can't say that one right. I like this one best. They had a bigger one back here. With little blooms on it. Now, I do check my plants before I take them home. So you need to check in the soil and at the base for critters. I mean, like bugs. Pests that you don't want to bring back to your garden. And I always look for, like, if it has a lot of dead leaves on it. And they can control that. That came from a nursery. It's not their fault. But I can control what comes in my house. You know, my garden. And I pulled back the camera so you could see the size difference. This one is a little bit taller, but with closer, a little slug. Now, I know there's probably some of these in my garden currently, but I'm not trying to bring extra home. And I don't know if there's more in that soil, so we left that one. We get this one. It's still the kimono, though. Hydrangeas are a magnet for slugs and snails. And that was a gardenia. But let's go check out, and I'll take you to my garden. Look at this little June bug. He's pretty big. And he's got, like, fur on his back. I know people are grossed out by June bugs. They don't scare me. Spiders? Spiders scare me. Look at this little guy. I don't know when Jew bugs normally come out, but I think May's pretty early. We put him in the garden. This is an iris. I can't remember which one this one is, what it's called, but I don't know why the bloom is so low to the ground. Okay, this is the Gatsby Moon. Now, it's not in full bloom yet. These are just the buds. But look at how many I have. Last year, I had one bloom. And I started these out of the 1-gallon containers, and it was tiny, a tiny little thing. Look at how big it is after 2 years. So many blooms. I'm so excited. Now, you don't cut this one down either. It's like a macrophylla. You don't cut this down. You cut it down, you won't get any blooms. And I know it looks messy. It's messy. We have put more, oh my goodness, more mulch. More mulch, guys. And I don't know why it's trailing out. Kind of don't like that. Maybe I'll cut it. I like it to be upright and not out. But I absolutely love it. I can't wait for y'all to see these in bloom. My arborvitaes look kind of shaggy. There's another iris. I like their little, I don't know what that's called either, but it looks like a little caterpillar on the inside. Got some lilies, some more iris. That one's a spent bloom. Look at the inside of that one. It's like a bright orange. Really pretty. I think this one's called Peggy Sue. I think that one is. I remember that name because I thought it was so cute. And those are just my Asiatic lilies. I don't know what color. And that is my echinacea. It's like a bright pink is the one I got. And that's my other Gatsby Moon hydrangea. So this one was the one that I got one bloom out of. And now look at it. And again, it was in a 1-gallon pot when I first bought it. And I don't ever cut this one down. Look how big that leaf is. Ginormous compared to my hand. It is on a drip system. And I do fertilize with the Espoma, I think is how you say it. Just a multi-purpose flower food, plant food. That's a weed. And then I got Shasta daisies. There's my little turtle. And then some more Asiatic lilies. Or, I think those are my tiger lilies. Okay, here's the container. The infamous plant that didn't make it. I even put rocks around it when we had a really bad windstorm one time. And it died. Y'all see, it's just sticks. Here's the rest of mine. So this one is a little lime punch. And I got this as a teeny tiny, like a quart. And look at how big it is. This is the second season for it. Pinky Winkies. They have a red stem. And I'm trying to show you what the blooms will look like. So they start out these little itty bitty things and then they grow ginormous. Kind of like an ice cream cone on a Pinky Winky is what they look like. That's my little quick fire. And this one's more of that open bloom, kind of like that mountain hydrangea. And this one again, I got it as a tiny guy. And it has that little bit of that red stem too. I do trim them, but I haven't trimmed the little ones yet. That's another Pinky Winky. This one's doing really good. Another Pinky Winky. This one's not doing so great. I don't know why. And I kind of don't like that middle spot where the gutter is. I want to put something there. So I don't like looking at it. These are my limelights. I don't know why the leaf's a little bit curled. I did put fertilizer on it when I trimmed them. And that was, you know, in February. So I don't know. Gardening's trial and error, y'all. We learn by doing, right? This is another little lime punch. I remember every season that I've had the quick fire, that little quick fire, I always get these weird caterpillars. All right, let's plant this, right? That's the kimono. It's going to go in here. I need to dig that out and put this in there. I will be putting fertilizer down at the bottom of the hole. You see that really dark flower or the dark leaf? I love it. So excited. And it's not going to be on drip, so I'll have to hand water it, but that's okay. All right, let's do a little transition. We did it. Got it planted. So it does say 3 to 4 hours of sun, 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. Dig a hole, water, and it's done. It's pretty much what it says. It's easy. I did put this in. This is what I was telling you about. The Espoma plant tone is what it's called. All-purpose plant food. I used it for everything. I even use it for vegetables too. Probably not supposed to, but I do. There's my dead one. It's okay. Ta-da! We gotta clean up this mess too. And water it. Y'all like my little pig watering can? I got that when we first moved here. So cute. Alright, y'all. That's me at the end of today's video. I hope y'all have a great weekend, great Friday. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.